In this lesson, I combine all the common mistakes from all the single categories, everything that we focused on, all in this lesson so that you don't have to do them, as I did in the past. So the first common one I really see, and I have to repeat it again, is just too much text. If it becomes a PowerPoint slide, it's not clear and people are not going to read it. They're just going to go away. It's too much information. It hurts the video because thumbnails need to be scannable for a brief second. And if they're not, people are just going to ignore it. If it creates uncertainty with too much text, they just ignore it. So the fix is to really narrow it down. Use 3 to 5 words max. Just the essential information that you need to add on the text. Again, how we said it, make sure that the picture itself is clear. And if it's not clear enough, then adding the text is essential. If the picture itself is clear, then maybe consider not adding text at all. The second one is not thinking about colors. The overuse of colors or no color harmony, that becomes really confusing when you look at a picture in an instant. Remember when we saw the camera? It was bright blue. That's the thing that really should be on focus. Remember also when we had the bright red text, and we had to remove it to make it black and white so that it wouldn't clash with what you really wanted to focus on. That's all tricks of manipulation and thinking about the colors. Also the colors of your clothes. Just make sure there's enough contrast on the thing you want to focus on. The third one combines kind of everything we talked about, and there's no visual hierarchy. If you look at a picture and you don't know where you should focus on, it's usually not a good photo. Even for photography, but also for thumbnails. That's why you really have to take care of the color, text, and also the positioning, how we talked about composition, being in the middle. Imagine if I was teaching the whole class sitting here. It would feel very unbalanced. It would create this unbalanced feeling, a bit of uncertainty, and it just doesn't feel right. So, rule of thumb again, just centering it makes it a bit easier on the eyes because that's the first place you really go on the focus. Make sure the thing in focus has enough contrast and the text is easy to read. With all of these tricks that we learned from the course, I think that's enough to make this visual hierarchy stand out much more. The thing you want to be in focus will definitely pop out. Another mistake I really see is just the quality of the photos are not great. Maybe it's a bit blurry, or sometimes people do these collages of their face with an object and it just doesn't look that good. You have to really take into account the quality because a good thumbnail really expresses this feeling that, oh, the video is going to be high quality. You can tell when a thumbnail isn't as high quality and you immediately assume that the video itself isn't worth watching. So make sure the quality is good and the font is professional, the colors are easy to read. The other mistake I really see is people that go for too much consistency and all of a sudden their thumbnails look all the same. They all have the same photo of the person smiling and you cannot really tell apart which video does what. Maybe the text, but then it's too much text and it just doesn't become pretty. You know it's from them. Yes, they have consistency, but you don't know what the video is about because they all look the same. They all look copies of each other. They copy too much things because they don't focus too much on the thumbnail. Yes, use consistency through color, fonts, styles, but don't use it too much because you need also variation. You need to know what the video is about. If you go through your channel and they all look basically the same, then it's really not a good look for you. So yeah, keep consistent styles, layout, colors, just don't copy everything always the same. I think I see now, less and less. It used to be more in 2012, 2015 was the use of clickbait. People used to clickbait people, make them think and mislead them that a video was to do with something, but in actuality it was not about that. As YouTube has been evolving, this has been something I see less and less, which is a good thing. But don't mislead people because when you do that, People that click on your videos and are expecting something, they realize that that's not true and they click away. And your watch time dramatically decreases, which is not very good for your video. Thankfully, people have been realizing that if you have a Lamborghini in your thumbnail, you better make sure you have a Lamborghini in your video. And the last common mistake I see is that when you're editing the photo, it looks great. It looks great on the computer screen, but it's in full screen. It looks great big. But when you reduce it, all of a sudden you see some flaws. Maybe the text is really unreadable, it's too small. Or maybe you need to make stuff pop out more through color. That's when you really see, because when people scroll through your videos or they scroll through their feed, it's all very tiny. On your computer, it's all a rectangle this size. On the phone, basically the same thing. So make sure from time to time you reduce your work and see how it looks at a tiny size from just a part of your screen, and then make adjustments towards it. That is something I have to remind myself even today. Even after doing hundreds of thumbnails, I have to remind myself how it looked like. Sometimes I even forget about it and I have to go back and re-edit. So I think all of these are the most common mistakes I really have been seeing throughout the years, and I hope you don't make them. As long as the thumbnail is clear and you know immediately what it's about, or the video what's going to be about, then you're all good. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.